the problem we had was that like we didn't have money to buy food, so we had to figure out, okay, how can we feed ourselves? We don't have money and we're meeting regularly, you know. So you know, we look at the Filipino church and we're like, okay, you know what, they like Filipinos like to cook food, they like to host. So we're like, okay, what if we ask the adults to host our Bible studies, because we didn't always have a place for Bible studies, right? They host our Bible studies and they cook for us. So
we wouldn't ask them though, right? We wouldn't ask them to cook for us.
No, just to host. But I think that's kind of like part of it. Yeah, part of it is like there's gonna be food. I think there was conversation of food too. It wasn't just like you know, let's just be quiet and then hopefully they'll cook food for us. I think part of that is like the conversation. Okay, what do you guys need? How can I serve you guys? So
wait, who would ask that? The adult would ask you that?
Yeah, the adults would ask that. So on the one hand, it's really us trying to like we ask for help, right? Okay, mentorship's not gonna work. Okay, they don't have time for it. That's okay, but we do or maybe they feel like they're not prepared for it or they're not skilled for mentorship. But we do need somebody to host us. So you know, hosting, that's very natural for Filipinos, at least for a lot of Filipinos. So like, okay, yeah, we'll host you. So we just kind of scheduled it, and that I remember that move really bonded us with at least some of the adults, because when we do the Bible studies, they're there, they're listening, they're taking part of it.
Yeah.
And there's this regularity of interaction. So again, you know, just think of ways that both groups could interact.
I think when we had those Bible studies at their houses, like when we would be getting food, during those times was when I would talk to Tito Joel or Tita Bernadette or Tito Hermie, like during the food time, like when we're eating. Then it's not. We would ask them questions, but also they would ask us questions. So I think that was really key. Like having our Bible study, and also like we also don't have our own apartments or like our own houses. We all lived with our parents, so we don't really have a place to stay, or we don't really have a place to host other than like a public place, which you did. I mean, you did meet in Starbucks, and I also met in Starbucks at one point. But I think having those meetings with the adults in their houses was really key for helping in bridging the gap.